trading social media for being a little more social. Connecting with new friends. Game day, just an Amtrak away.
Here we are on a Tuesday. Woo-hoo-hoo! Busy little Tuesday. Usually middle of the week. Not so much going on in the sports world, but this particular Tuesday, the middle of the week giveth and the middle of the week taketh away, and the middle of the week giveth. You are listening to the sports show. My name's Cody Mack. This is ESPN Radio 97.7 and 100.1. Hit us up on the telephone, 315-437-7644. You might very well want to talk about the thing that we are going to talk about right out of the gate. So we can do that if you want. Feel free. If you want to watch us or ask some questions on the Twitch, it is qsportstalk.com. Pretty simple. Let's basically get right into it. All right, breaking news. Usually that breaking news sounder is reserved for Aaron Rodgers news, and, well, quite frankly, it actually might be just a little bit. However, right before we went on air here, breaking news as your Buffalo Bills, who we'll talk all about later on this hour here on the sports show, getting a big old win versus the Jets, made a huge trade just a little while ago. If you are not familiar, then you're welcome. Real breaking news. The Bills have traded for our Amari Cooper, not ours. It's not our Amari. It's not mine anymore. No longer Dallas Cowboy. Amari Cooper of the Cleveland Browns. He's been in the league quite a few years. Not exactly having the best year this year, but I don't think that matters. He is a stud. This is some big-time news. He helps replace the kind of hole left by Stephon Diggs that Josh Allen has been filling pretty well, and he showed last night that he can, if need be, but having a wideout like Amari Cooper is going to be huge for Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. The Browns get a third and a seventh, which is not bad at all, and the Bills get a sixth and Amari Cooper. He's only got 250 yards and 2 touchdowns this year, but that doesn't matter at all because he's playing with the I don't care if you say no Deshaun Watson-led Browns, because in his career, he's got 9,736 yards and 62 touchdowns. That, at least for this year, this is what, his 10th year, I want to say, 9th or 10th year. He's still got a little bit of gas left in him, and I should know because he used to play for the Dallas Cowboys before he played for the Cleveland Browns, and you're saying, please don't do it, please don't do it, please don't do it, please don't do it. What? Play Dallas Cowboy highlights of Amari Cooper?
Dallas spreads him out a bit. They fake the run. The pass is caught. Cooper off to the races for the touchdown. Have a chance to kind of knock Dallas out, so to speak. Prescott throws over the middle. Pass is caught by Cooper. Breaks loose. No flags on the field. Cooper inside the 10. Touchdown. Prescott goes to the end zone. Pass is caught. Cooper. Touchdown.
Look at that. So the Bills got that to look forward to, even though that was, Amari Cooper for the Cowboys, played for the Browns the last couple of years. No big deal. He was a beast for the Cowboys. So that is some breaking news. The Buffalo Bills have traded for the Cleveland Browns wide receiver, Amari Cooper. The Browns get a 3rd and a 7th. The Bills get a 6th and Cooper. Pretty big deal because the Browns traded Cooper to the Bills because the Bills did not get, I think, who they wanted in Davante Adams. And the reason that the Bills did not get Davante Adams is because, oh boy. All right, and more Jets news. I feel like all I've talked about in my first 2 weeks on this show is the Jets for some reason. Even though the Jets losing last night, I'm still talking about the Jets as the Jets have traded for Davante Adams. That is actually pretty impressive. I think that is a big deal. Davante Adams going to the Jets today, and he reunites with Aaron Rodgers. Davante Adams, kind of a disgruntled wideout. Shocker. Bills fans, you know nothing about disgruntled wideouts, right? Shocker, a wideout being disgruntled, although Davante Adams is one of the best wideouts I've seen in my lifetime. So he's got a little leeway here, but he's the one that wanted to go to the Raiders, and he went there, and then he was all disgruntled, and now he wanted out, and he was saying he wanted to go play with the two quarterbacks he was familiar with, Derek Carr and the Saints, who ended up getting hurt. So I think that, nope. And that left Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, and after last night, they needed to do something because that offense was bad. That was real bad. And Davante Adams with Aaron Rodgers in 108 games, 7,500 yards, 69 touchdowns. Nice. Without him, about 3,400 yards, 45 touchdowns. I mean, he's still really good, but you throw Aaron Rodgers into that mix, and man, it is a lot better. I will say that for sure. Let's get some reaction around the league because there's a lot. This is one of the biggest wide receivers in the entire NFL being traded today as Davante Adams goes from the Raiders to the Jets. You know what we got to start with?
Just refresh our memory of what their relationship was like and why he ended up separating from Aaron Rodgers when Aaron Rodgers and he were in Green Bay to begin with.
It's a great question, Stephen A. And I think that the two have always had a great relationship. They've always been close. But I also think that Davante wanted to be paid, which he was in Las Vegas. I think he wanted to be the man and not be an Aaron's shadow, which he was in Green Bay. And he went out to Las Vegas. And sometimes I'm going to guess that when you get somewhere, you realize what you have when it's gone. And in this particular case, I think Davante Adams recognized, he knew it. I mean, they were close. Don't get me wrong, but like, boy, I didn't realize how good it was playing with Aaron Rodgers. And the two remained in contact. You saw the affection that existed between the two of them. Aaron's been recruiting him behind the scenes for over a year. You remember the comments he made at the golf tournament this summer saying that basically he connected to the Jets to Davante Adams. And now the two sides get an agreement done to where Davante Adams is going to be winding up playing with Aaron Rodgers again in New York with the Jets as they attempt to save their season.
I think Adam Schefter had his burrito get done in the middle of that. But yeah, I mean, it's a big, huge deal. You've obviously got one of the biggest wide receivers going to play with one of the former, I guess, biggest quarterbacks in the league. And you know, when it comes to Aaron Rodgers, that he's going to have something to say. I mean, I turned up the wrong thing.
Stuff like that. He has been anything but this year. Right. There is no excuse for it. But here's the indictment on him. It's not just this play. It's that offseason that Shannon keeps bringing up where you had a mandatory training camp and you wasn't there. You understand what I'm saying? It's the time that you missed. It's the tone that you set. Your fixation on the meticulous details and ironing that stuff out that we've seen and revered about the great ones, the Peyton Mannings, the Tom Brady's of the world, and others, we haven't seen from Aaron Rodgers.
That's right.
And so because we haven't seen that, y'all played the game, not me. I defer to y'all. Y'all bring that up. I'm going to take that with the seriousness that it deserves.
Yeah.
What I come to the defense of with him is his talent. I believe him in terms of throwing the football, even right now. can be that dude that can be elite. Just throwing the football. I understand his mobility may have been compromised to some degree because of the Achilles tear from last season.
Sure.
But when I see this man fling the football, when I see some of the passes, when I saw a guy get popped yesterday, hit him right in his chest, but he got popped because Buffalo was all over them and what have you. There were 2 or 3 times where he put it right on target and cats couldn't hold on to the football. We got to take those things into account too. And now that you look at a Davante Adams and you know what he can bring to the table, and you know what Garrett Wilson can bring to the table, and you saw Breece Hall remind us what he could bring to the table when you give him the ball or run the football. Yet again, it's the latest excuse that gets to be eradicated for Aaron Rodgers. You got to show up and get it done. All I'm trying to say is that the die has not been cast. The fat lady ain't singing yet.
No, for sure.
There's still a chance, particularly with you acquiring Davante Adams. And props to Woody Johnson. He comes in.
Yeah.
Clearly Salah wasn't his hire. You know, he was the ambassador to the United Kingdom and what have you. Let his brother hire Salah. Okay, you get rid of Salah. You call Aaron Rodgers and you like, yo, what we need to do. You call Hassan Reddick's people and say, yo, come on in the camp. Let's find a way to get you up in here. Clearly, Woody Johnson is back on the scene.
Although the Jets today gave Hassan Reddick permission to seek a trade, the disgruntled end who they traded for and never played a down for the Jets. Very interesting. And then, of course, the number one Jets guy there is, Greeny. We're going to hear from Greeny later as the two tones in Mike Greenberg's voice today drastically change. We're going to do the reverse here as you're going to hear him elated, and then you'll hear him bring down the room later. But this is elated Mike Greenberg this morning about Davante Adams.
The Jets are back.
Yep.
We are absolutely back in business.
Yep.
Just when I thought we were done, we are back in it. The Jets are going to go on. Listen to me right now, McAfee.
Okay.
The Jets are going to win 7 of their next 9 games.
Okay.
Rodgers is going to get hot as hell.
Whoa.
This is not going to make Garrett Wilson unhappy. It's going to unlock Garrett Wilson. This offense is suddenly going to look markedly better. That will bring a little fire to the defense. This is exactly what we needed, and we are back. And I got the jersey back to prove it.
Happy for you, Greeny.
Hell yeah, Greeny.
Happy for you, Greeny. We're about 12 hours removed from AFC East loss on primetime.
Yep.
And right now, the vibes around all New York Jets fans are that this is a massive piece being added to this team. You talk about unleashing or unlocking Garrett Wilson. It's like now Garrett Wilson also gets a chance to watch like GOAT, one of the GOATs, operate on the day-to-day basis. And Hembo sent me over some stats. I assume you have them as well. It's like in the red zone, what Aaron and Davante have done in the past is like number 1 in the league. Right now, the Jets in the red zone, which is obviously the second most important part of an offense after third downs, they're like middle of the pack, 18th. I think is the lowest that Aaron's ever been. He helps with that. Man-to-man coverage, which you're probably going to see a bit with new Coach Downing's offensive strategy and scheme and everything like that. Him and Aaron, like number 1 in the NFL versus man coverage over the time that they were together. It's like all these stats are indicating that Davante will be a great addition to the team and make an actual impact. In the AFC East right now, the Bills are in the lead, obviously. Big win last night at 4-2. You're sitting at 2-4. It's like, hold the phone. You're still very much in it, Greeny.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely incredible. And I thought I was done there, right? I thought I was good to go and going to be good, and I would take it to break from there. But then big props to and credit to producer Jordan, who gave me a little bit of breaking news here, is all of a sudden Aaron Rodgers, who is on Pat McAfee, has a special guest show up.
Davante Adams is a New York Jet. So from your standpoint, when did you find out about it? And how pumped are you to be back on the same team as Davante Adams?
Yeah, obviously I'm really excited. Love Tay. He's a phenomenal player and a dear friend. It was a crappy day yesterday. Obviously, we had a real good chance to get to 3-3 and win a home game. Kind of gave that one away. I was pissed driving home through traffic. Had a couple messages. I was just not in the mood to talk to anybody. Got home, and Tay had called me and texted me, and so I finally called him back. And so about, 12:30, 12:45 last night, I heard the news.
Okay, so as soon as you hear the news, what's that? Well! Hey, good Good to see you, Tay.
Davante Adams just freaking strolls on screen with Aaron Rodgers. Just strolls on the screen in the background with Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron wasn't returning any of your text messages. What's that all about? You think about saying, "Get me the hell out of here" anytime that?
Yeah, he was having second thoughts. He's been known to have both when it comes to pulling the trigger with me. But hopefully we can put that behind us now. And we're back, man. We're back.
Okay, so obviously whenever the conversation about you getting traded is becoming the focal point of NFL conversations, Tay, a lot of people immediately placed you with the Jets because your relationship with Aaron and the offense and understanding it. For you, first of all, how's the hamstring? And then second of all, is there any newness to the offense that they're running right now, or are you going to be able to kind of pick up pretty seamlessly with Aaron?
Well, first off, thank you for asking about the injury, and I'm feeling great, man. Feeling great. Getting, I was working with the staff over in Vegas the whole time, and they got me back right. So, fortunately, I'll be able to roll. And
so I think he's ready to go here. I don't know if he's going to have to take any more time off. I know that injury with the Raiders, he wasn't going to be out for too long, but I mean, unreal here in the last, I don't even know, hour or so. With the breaking news throughout the NFL, you've got Davante Adams going to the Jets, Amari Cooper going to the Bills, and it's a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday. How about we'll come back, we'll break down the Monday Night Football game from last night, said Bills and Jets game right here on ESPN Radio 97.7 and 100.1. It's the Sports Show with Cody Mack.
Join News Channel 9 Stephen Fonte and 24/7 Sports Mike McAllister on the Quad 1 hour before all Syracuse football home games for the RomanoCars.com pregame show. We are the pulse of the orange. ESPN Radio 97.7 and 100.1.
It's time for Your Best Guess, sponsored by Pawn Pro on Erie Boulevard East in Syracuse, with your favorite local sports guys, Brian and Paulie. Okay, guys, you ready? Hit the buzzer when you have the answer. The question is, which item is popular again? VHS tapes, Beanie Babies, or 90s baseball cards? Yes, Brian.
Well, Paulie's got all of them. I know he's going to say 90s baseball cards, so I'll go with that.
No, you know what, Brian? I think it's VHS tapes, and I've got quite the collection at home.
I don't want to hear about your collection, Paulie.
Oh, do you want to come over and watch?
No.
I'll make popcorn.
The answer is VHS tapes. Some of them are actually worth hundreds of dollars. Your best guess is brought to you by Pawn Pro, Erie Boulevard in Syracuse, where you can buy, sell, or trade. At Pawn Pro, they'll tell you what it's worth, so you don't have to guess. Find them online at pawnpro.com.
I have Goonies.
Every night is
There we go.
Oh, there, your mic was off the whole time. I fired him, guys.
That was it. All right, Paulie, I'm sorry. I'll never do it again.
We made fun of the chat, and I fired Cody.
Yeah, that I have to get used to, not just potting down. This fucking mess of a of a disaster. An ivy plant. I just got to bring it home. Oh, I'm going to put little ones. I'm just going to drop them in where you don't really pay attention. You can tell. You can just tell. Yeah, it is. Oh, I got a big stretch. Oh, got a big stretch. God, there's all these things you guys always got to do. Oh, my God. Josh does all this. I don't want to be doing all this. Get a new Crunch poster? Oh, yeah, that's 2122. I'll get us a new one. I'll get us a new poster. Me and Howard are like this. We're back. It's the Sports Show. ESPN Radio 97.7 and 100.1. Telephone numbers 315-437-7644 if you want to has a chat, maybe discuss this lovely fall day we're having. Anything you want. Maybe you want to discuss what type of costume that you should wear out at Hollow Hops this weekend, because it's going on this Saturday. New York State Fairgrounds, which happens to be the 19th, because that's what Saturday is. Get your tickets right now. Over 100 different breweries giving you samples, and there's going to be little treats. And all you cosplayers are all about wearing fancy costumes and stuff. You like to dress up year-round, and you're really good at it, so why not show up to Hollow Hops in a costume, and you will just be eligible to win Metallica tickets. Ooh. Yeah. Metallica. They're going to be, that band's going to get big, guys. So make sure you get on the ground floor, get Metallica tickets, and then, go to Hollow Hops in costume and maybe win some Metallica tickets. So Hollow Hops this Saturday, 2 sessions. Do the internet stuff, because we're busy right now here talking about a little thing called Monday Night Football theme, huh? I mean, kind of a spoiler alert. You kind of already know what's going on with Monday Night Football. But, we had big news leading up to the game with the Jets firing their coach and all of the rumblings going on throughout the organization and stuff. And who knows? I'm sure they were discussing the Davante Adams thing before the trade. So who knows the consequences that may have caused if their minds were elsewhere, because ultimately the Jets lose this game, although their kicker did not help. As you're going to hear here, the Jets kicker, if he would have just made his kicks, they would have won with just his kicks. There was bad kicking all around. I think there might be a couple more moves to be made this week for both teams.
Bass, no chance. Wow. Tyler Bass. He missed it wide right. Took a touchdown off the board. Zerline hits the upright. Good snap, good hold. Kick is off the upright again.
The Jets make both those kicks, they win the game. I mean, yeah, there's all those other things where if other things happen, then the score is different. But they make those two kicks, Jets win. We're talking all different types of things here today on ESPN Radio 97.7 and 100.1.
Good protection, end zone. Touchdown, Mac Hollins. Off the line of scrimmage, and yeah, Ashton Davis, he almost stumbles and falls down. Wasn't a whole lot to the release, not like what we saw of Garrett Wilson on the prior possession, but Ashton Davis just a little overmatched right there on Mac.
And maybe we'll see that type of connection to Amari Cooper from Josh Allen pretty soon here, as I do think that Josh Allen needs another weapon. The tight ends made a couple plays this game, but he needs another guy he can depend on. Because, again, we've talked about this. They didn't just lose Stephon Diggs. They lost Gabe Davis as well, who scored his first touchdown for the Jacksonville Jaguars in England this past Sunday. So it will be big to have Cooper on that team. I don't know if they'll get him this upcoming week. It usually takes just a little bit of time, but it's early in the week. So maybe he'll be ready for the next game for the Bills.
Third down and goal. Rodgers slides through, throws, caught, but out of bounds by Wilson.
Is an incomplete pass. Fourth down.
However,
that's a touchdown in my book. He gets both feet down. I'm not sure exactly why he left his feet to begin with, but nevertheless, he makes the catch, and that's a touchdown.
And he does. Garrett Wilson makes an unbelievable touchdown catch there. So they've got Garrett Wilson, they've got Tyler Conklin, they've got Breece Hall. They've got Michael Carter at the backs. They've got weapons. And then to end the half, Aaron Rodgers does another Aaron Rodgers thing. You forget they have Allen Lazard. So they've got weapons. And I mention Allen Lazard because of this. End of the first half. Aaron Rodgers drops back.
Into the end zone. And incomplete. Lazard had a shot. And now the other officials saying touchdown. You can see he doesn't totally get up in the air with all the bodies there, but he's got it. That's a touchdown right there. And then it comes out. So, oh, man.
Wow. Unbelievable. Aaron Rodgers, as much as I dislike the guy, nobody is better at the end of the half just chucks up into the air to make the opposing fans angry. And that was one for the home team. How's about this? We'll take our bottom of the hour break. We'll come on back and finish up our reaction and discussion with Monday Night Football and the Devontae Adams trade, the Amari Cooper trade, all sorts of football news on a Tuesday on The Sports Show, ESPN Radio, 97.7 and 100.1. I got to bring it home. I just put it here because I got to remember to bring it home, Susan. But I do like it. It's good. I'll sneak plants in here occasionally, but that's right in the middle of everything. See, Matt agrees. Matt agrees. What? You don't think, where was it? I didn't see it. Bad trade for who? Over the Browns, Josh Allen? No, I think it's good. I don't know if they're going to look to Amari Cooper to be like this huge, like what he was even the last couple of years. I think it's just going to be a guy that gets open. I mean, if he doesn't drop the ball. But I think Cooper will help with them. They didn't give up, considering that they were going to give up some of that anyway to get Devontae Adams. To give up a 3rd and a 7. I mean, a 3rd is a little rough. Maybe a 4th there. Maybe a 4th, but that just shows that they were a little more desperate maybe than you would think to go and get a little more help for Josh Allen. Because I don't know who else you could possibly go and get other than Cooper. Who I don't know who else is available. I don't know who else is available. Dude, those refs, man. Oh, my God. Those refs were just... See? Higgins gets it. I'll keep sneaking them in here, Higgins. But those refs made the game unwatchable. That was unreal. Oh, my God. Best group costume for your butt. Oh, did I not record that? Oh, maybe not. Okay. I'm an idiot. Yeah. Oh, that was a good burp. Oh, man. Oh, a new big boy stretch. Here we go. Here we are. We're back. Second half on a sports show. On a sports show. You gotta do it like that. You gotta yell like that, but not right into the microphone. Like this. A sports show. Like that. Yell right at poor Badger's wall, because his wall is right there. If I put my face right up his wall, I go like this and I yell right at this. Hi, Badger. And you might be able to hear me. Inner office things. What's up? What? What's going on? ESPN Radio 97.7 and 100.1. Phone numbers. 315-437-7644. There we go. There's a microphone. And there's also the text line. I think Jordan, you either send him nudes or he sends them back. Either way, 315-288-0644. If you want to text us, that might be easier. And get some Jordan nudes, because that's how he rolls. How about that? Speaking of getting stuff, get tickets to Hollow Hops. It's this Saturday. 100+ craft brews. That's a lot of beers. We had a couple of them on the morning show on K-Rock last week. If you're going to the super special hour before everything, then you can sample some even specials. Even specialer stuff, I think is how that works. But, like I said, over 100 craft brews for you to sample during the 2 sessions, 2 to 5 or 6 to 9. Yeah. What? Costume contest, spooky tunes, K-Rock Josh spinning the jams, and your chance to win Metallica tickets. Yeah, that's right. You show up in a costume, boom, just like that, your chance to win some sweet-ass Metallica tickets. That's pretty awesome, if I don't say so myself. Hollow Hops this Saturday, Horticultural Building, New York State Fair. We're talking Monday Night Football, Jets, Bills, big trades happening today. Davante Adams going to the Jets for some draft picks, and then Amari Cooper headed to the Bills to help sort of fill the hole left by Stephon Diggs. I don't think he's going there to do all of it. You know what I mean? If you get what I'm saying. I think he's going there to kind of help alleviate some of the pressure from the other guys that have also been told that they are going to step up. So I think that's where Josh Allen will benefit. As long as Cooper doesn't drop the ball, he sometimes is known to have a couple or two cases of the dropsies. But he's a good route runner. He's a tough football player, and I think the Bills will benefit, and the rest of the team, not just, Josh Allen, but it'll get other guys open because they're rolling right now. 4-2, they're winning games. They beat the Jets last night on Monday Night Football, 23-20. By the way, the refs, in the last couple years, the referee situation in football in general has been absolutely terrible. Being up in the Dome to watch the most atrocious ACC refs I've ever seen in the last 2 years, in my entire life. I shouldn't be surprised at last night's game. The refs made it almost unwatchable. Yeah, the team's committing penalties, but at some point, did the refs get together and decide that, we're going to make this game trash? Because there was about 30 penalties. 30,000 penalties. My God, man, let the team settle it on the field. That was so annoying. And if the Jets were to kick a couple more field goals, they would have maybe taken the Bills down. And we were talking earlier, Mike Greenberg's elated reaction to the Davante Adams trade, and we also had Aaron Rodgers' elated reaction to the Davante Adams trade as Davante Adams went on Pat McAfee and joined Aaron Rodgers and Pat McAfee live from right behind Aaron Rodgers. And so now we hear maybe the more deflated versions of those two as they had not yet heard of the news that Davante Adams was traded because I don't know if they didn't make it public or what. But this is after the game with Aaron Rodgers.
It's not really early anymore in the season at 2-4. Is there concern about being able to get this turned around before it's too late?
Well, I think there's concern, but that's important. We need to get going. This was a golden opportunity. Some games you win in the NFL, and some games you give away. This was a giveaway. We're terrible in the red zone. We missed 2 field goals. Didn't convert on a 2-minute drive. We had plenty of chances. Had the momentum. Had good drives. Moved the ball up and down the field.
So far, nothing that's, again, it's his fault as per the usual. He had good drives. He's moving it up and down the field. It was nothing to do with him.
So disappointing. Yeah, it was a weird week for sure. First of all, without any changes, we were coming back from London, so that puts a strain on your body. Then we come in and, it's coaching change. I thought everybody handled really well, especially Brick. I thought he did a great job getting the guys focused and making enough little tweaks to kind of stimulate the guys to get locked in. But I was feeling good all week. I thought we're gonna have a big night on offense, and again, this should have been a 30-plus point game on offense, and this shouldn't even be a conversation.
But again, he just never, unless I miss it, and he's just that much of kind of a douche that he can figure out how to word things, so I don't understand him because I ain't always the brightest. But he just never takes accountability, man. Like you made that one throw to Allen Lazard. Other than that, Garrett Wilson saved your ass with that catch. Allen Lazard technically saved your ass with that catch in the end zone. I mean, it's not we're having good drives up and down the field. Really, because they stalled. You ended up having to kick field goals that you missed. Discount double check. So, I mean, I don't really understand that. We were having great drives until what? It was 4th down and you had to kick field goals, but because the field goals missed You know what I mean? It's just that stuff from him. Like, hopefully, maybe it'll be good. You don't have to listen to him bitch anymore, man. And again, now the deflated version of Mike Greenberg. We heard the so happy version of Mike Greenberg, and this reaction was not that much earlier than the super happy version that we heard earlier. This is Mike Greenberg, very angry.
If it sounded at the beginning like I was making excuses, that's the opposite of what I want to do. This wasn't about the officiating, even though I thought the officiating, it didn't decide the game. It just made it no fun to watch at all from both sides. They just decided last night, we're going to call everything a penalty, because obviously that's what people watching Monday Night Football want. So they just made the game less fun, but they didn't decide the game. The win didn't decide the game for one side any more than the other, or it shouldn't have. The Jets lost the game because they do all the things losing teams do. That's right. And that is what, when you bring the great quarterback in, that, Dan, is the thing you think is going to get cleaned up. Yes. The attention to detail, all that stuff that Peyton Manning brought with him to Denver, and that Tom Brady brought with him to Tampa, and that to this point, Aaron Rodgers has not brought with him to the Jets.
Tom Brady got to Tampa. He broke NFL rules and possibly local laws by gathering during a pandemic to get on the same page with his receivers.
On a high school field.
Aaron Rodgers went to Egypt during mandatory minicamp.
Yeah, I mean,
who among us has not done that?
Yeah, I think that does do it. I think it's unfair to pretend like that's the only issue, but I think that does exemplify a personality that permeates the team. And so when you're in a leadership position, and that's head coach and quarterback, no one else has as much influence on the culture as that guy. And if for whatever reason it doesn't seem as important to him as other players feel like it should be, when you do have issues with timing and issues with penalties, it's going to look like, hey, maybe you should have practiced a little bit more. Drops. Or maybe, drops. Or maybe you should have paid more attention to the things that are small and you think don't matter.
And what's funny about that is I usually wouldn't agree or kind of say that you're like, yeah, you know, you got to be in practice and all that stuff. But it's really true, though, with that. You've got to get kind of your rapport down with your receivers, and Aaron Rodgers knows that. He went to the Jets as a veteran, and he just blew them off last year, and they had terrible rapport. The wide receivers all sucked with Rodgers, and then last year he just bitched that, I don't understand. I don't get it. I mean, we got to figure this out. We just have to. I don't know what. And it's like, yeah, bro, you can't just show up and be like, I'm Aaron Rodgers, catch the ball. That's not how it works all the time, man. But you hear how mad Mike Greenberg was there, and listen how happy he is now.
The Jets are back. We are absolutely back in business. Just when I thought we were done, we are back in it. The Jets are going to go on. Listen to me right now, McAfee. Okay. The Jets are going to win 7 of their next 9 games.
Okay. Just the difference, man. I love it. But yeah, just what a day for when you think that, you know, nothing's going on. It was the same thing last week where I was like, oh, man, how am I going to do a Tuesday show? And then the Jets just drop a gift into your lap with the coach being fired. And now this week with having a crazy Monday Night Football game where they probably should have won, to trading for the possible league's best wide receiver the next day. So what a day for New York sports, man. The Bills and the Jets play a Monday Night Football game that the Bills win. Then the Bills make a trade for Amari Cooper. The Jets make a trade for Devontae Adams. And then we'll come back and talk how the Yankees and the Mets continue to make New York sports look nice. It's ESPN Radio 97.7 and 100.1. It's the Sports Show. Cody Mack. Oh. Even he admitted it. Even he admitted it. That the rough on the quarterback was bad. Both of them. It's like, sheesh. Adios, míos. Yup. There's a little burp. Be right back. Gotta pee. Ugh. I did a tinkle. Yeah, Elsa loves staying at my mom's. Elsa loves it there. Yeah, Jordan's back there.
You're new to this whole again. Go out there and just present it next week or whenever my opportunity comes again. Go out there. New to this whole scene. But at the end of the day, satisfaction of being able to deliver the way you did under the brightest lights here just outside New York City. Yep. You're new to this whole scene, but
Oh, it was me. It was me.
No, I mean, people are trying to get nudes out here.
Oh.
What's going on here?
Hey, the people want what they want. I thought that's what the text line was for. Nudes. Is it not? I can't read too well. It might say nudes. I don't know.
Text 288 nudes. Either have your thoughts be read on the air or get random nudes of
right?
one of our hosts or producers.
Because you're definitely going to get somebody's butt cheeks.
Yeah, but we can't tell you who it's going to be. It's random.
Yes.
It could be Paulie. It could be Steve.
Ooh, Steve butt cheeks. Or just tell everybody it's Steve butt cheeks.
Walk away. I walked away.
All right. All right. Here we are. We're back. A few more minutes left on what has been a pretty amazing New York sports day on ESPN Radio 97.7 and 100.1. This is the Sports Show. I am Cody Mack. You want to holler? You can. 315-437-7644. Quick wrap up here as we've been talking about what a great day it's been for New York sports fans, I mean, Jets fans, you lost, but you got Devontae Adams. Bills with a big win last night. Amari Cooper gets traded there today. And this was just a pretty cool clip. Ray Davis last night for the Bills.
You're new to this whole scene, but as best as you can, describe for me what Bills Mafia support is like. To come down here, you're far from Western New York, but you feel right at home, don't you?
We got the best fans in the world. I mean, again, they travel. They show up. No matter where it is, they understand that being a part of the Mafia is something great. It's special, and they want to see something special. We got some special guys.
Well, you're a special guy, too, and as someone who's followed your story throughout your career, anybody that knows even a little bit about your story has to be thrilled for you, man. Keep working hard. Keep doing your thing. I'm thrilled for you that you got this opportunity tonight and did with it what you did. Congratulations.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
So a big victory from the Bills there, and also big victory would be the Mets and the Yankees yesterday. The Mets with a huge day. The Yankees later on in the day having just the usual slugfest that the Yankees do here, where Juan Soto, who might end up making $500 million when he hits free agency, just gets up and gets it going for the Yanks last night.
Cobb deals a 2-1. Soto, a high drive, right center field. Wind beating it up, and it's going to defy the wind. A home run by Soto. Towering drive, piercing that wind coming in. Juan Soto puts the Yankees on the board in the third inning.
And really, I mean, yeah, there was other runs scored, but they didn't need too much more here. Then throughout the next couple innings, there were a couple wild pitches. The Yankees got a couple more runs to take the lead. And after a couple more runs, that'd be it, as they won 5-1, but not before Giancarlo Stanton hits a home run that sounds like a literal shotgun blast. Listen to this home run from Stanton last night.
And Stanton
Oh, my God. I got to play that again. That was unbelievable. Oh, baseball noises.
And
oh, my God. Oh, God. Oh, my God.
And
oh, jeez. Oh, my God. That's unreal.
And Stanton drives one deep left center. He'll watch this one fly. A booming home run, Giancarlo Stanton.
What, Jan?
And
oh, my God. Oh, jeez.
And Stanton. And Stanton drives one deep left.
Unreal. And the Yankees, no problem against the Guardians. Pardon me, I wouldn't be surprised if Yankees swept them. Seriously. Tanner Beebe tonight, 7:05 for the Guardians. Garrett Cole takes the mound. That's not going to be optimal for the Guardians. So, good luck, Cleveland fans. Earlier on in the day, weird time out in L.A. at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Mets and the Dodgers. What a cool game for the Mets here, not so much for the Dodgers.
The man the Mets have counted on all along, and it seems like every time they've needed a big hit, every time they've needed a spark, he's provided it.
Swinging a high fly ball, well hit to right. Betts going back. This might go, and it is gone. A home run. Francisco Lindor just pulled a Lenny Dykstra as he leads off a game in the postseason with a home run, and the Mets take an instant 1-0 lead.
Well, the Mets need somebody to do something. It's Francisco Lindor, a leadoff home run.
Wow, unreal. And, I mean, once you do that, it just takes every bit of everything out of that Dodger fans' win sales there. Again, they did that thing where they did the bullpen game, and it backfired on them. I don't really agree with a bullpen game. Just, you've got all this money, and these starting pitchers, friggin' use them. But that only set up something that happened in the second inning with 2 outs, as it was already 2-0 Mets.
Dave Roberts points down there to first. They're going to put Lindor on and put Vientos at the plate.
So Mark Vientos, we told you he has struck out a lot, but he also has been one of the breakout stars of this postseason, never mind just for the Mets. Swinging a drive in the air, pretty well hit right center. Pages back at the track near the wall. It is gone! A grand slam! slam for Mark Vientos on a 3-2 pitch. He clears the bases with the Mets' second grand slam of the postseason. His third postseason home run has given the Mets a 6-0 lead.
Wow, man. Unreal. And then Diaz basically just shuts it down from there. He strikes out 3 and to close out the game. I mean, what more do you want from a Mets team that started the first game not so well, and then this game a lot better? And I'm going to do some overreactions tomorrow, but the biggest overreaction I'm going to have is that I think the Dodgers are done because in the middle of this game, a snake showed up in their dugout. That's the most bad luck thing I've ever heard of.
Between innings, Honeywell's coming off a right good inning. Mike, there's a snake.
It's a real one, too, not a prank.
We've had snakes on a plane, snakes on a train, and the latest Hollywood hit, snake in the dugout.
Oh, snake on the dugout. Yeah, I don't know, man. That does not bode well for the Dodgers. They head back to New York for Game 3. Series tied 1-1. We'll find out what's good with the Yankees tomorrow. Also tomorrow, guys, I don't know if you heard, we're going to play some Jerry Jones audio. He got real angry today on his sports show. I didn't get angry on my sports show. I'm good. I'm happy as a clam. We're good. We'll see you tomorrow. The 315 with Brian Higgins is up next. It is the Sports Show on ESPN Radio, 97.7 and 100.1.